then we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to kick it off a little bit and then we'll start getting everyone else here. But I have always wondered, I prepped him a little bit, so he's going to have a really good answer. Pressure. So you came on to Merlin. At that point, it was a successful series. You know, you mid of the run. You came on to the 4-episode run. Were you at any point promised that you might come back, or what was that sort of situation? Because, as we all know, he came back.
You don't even let me ease into it slow, do you? They're like, hello, by the way, nice to meet you all. Thank you for all coming. That's a really interesting question. Actually, when I came into Merlin, it was actually just for one episode. And they told me it was one episode. And I had moved to Los Angeles. I was meant to live with a friend of mine in Callahan, and then he reneged on our rent, and I was totally screwed, and I was pretty much broke. And I was in LA, and I was like, oh god. And then I got Merlin, and I actually thought I was going back just for 3 weeks. And I literally put all my time and money to move into LA to try to be an actor, and then suddenly I was going back to Wales, which made no sense to me when I moved to Los Angeles. And then I was in Wales, and then halfway through episode 4, they were like, so you're going to stay? And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So they actually didn't tell me anything about an arc or what was going on. It was literally, I thought it was one episode, so I just kind of played the way I kind of wanted to do it. And then they liked it, so they asked me to come back for another episode. And then even after the second episode, they didn't tell me about doing it either. And it was only at the end of season 3, which is episode, I want to say 12, 13, something like those two. Then they said they wanted me to come back for the next season. And again, I was like, alright, I have no idea. They just didn't tell us what was going on. No one ever knew what was happening in Merlin, ever.
But you did get a fantastic run.
I did, yes.
And you're very, I'm sitting here with you, you play a very important role. So you got elevated from kind of this, well, we'll see what happens.
Sure.
This absolute major player.
Well, I think that makes sense though. When you're doing a show like Merlin that I've already been doing for 2 years and is doing well, when you're bringing in new characters, they never know if characters are going to work or not. So they come and bring in different episodes, and if they like you and you kind of, you don't piss anybody off and fuck up, they're like, okay, cool, you come back. And then it goes on.
Alright, so let's start taking some questions from the people who really want to talk here.
Hello.
What inspired you to act in Merlin?
Merlin, they sent me a script, and I thought it was awesome, and I really needed a job, so I worked. But then honestly, the reason why I wanted to stay in Merlin was because I loved the character, I loved the show, and then I got to work with everybody. I loved Bradley and Colin and Katie and Angel. Everyone was really sweet. Yeah, honestly, it's not often you get to work with a group of people that you really, really like. And like Tom, I went to Tom's wedding, and now Tommy, whatever, like they're all my best friends. And I love the stories of King Arthur and Camelot, so it was really exciting. But as an actor, you get these scripts sometimes, and you might go, I really want to do this show, because I love that story, but it doesn't always work out that way, because someone else has the way to do it. So Merlin, I was lucky enough that I got to do a character that I loved to be in a show, and then they wanted me to stay, and I was excited, because every year they would ask us to come back, and I was like, I'd love to come back, I love this show. So, yeah.
How did you feel like your first time being on TV?
First time being on TV. And it was actually the first time I was on TV was for I was really nervous because I was really scared that I wouldn't be any good and that people would kind of think I was crap and that I'd be told to do a different job. But with me with acting, my dad died just when I started acting, but he said something to me. He came along and he saw the test screening of the first film I did called Studs, which Donald Gleeson was in it, Brendan Gleeson and Emmett mentioned. And he came along to it and he loved it, and he was really supportive because I just finished college, and I said to him, I don't get a job, I won't become an actor or anything. at the time, he sat me down and he said, that's what you want to do, I think you should do it. And he was very supportive of it. And I wouldn't have done it if he hadn't given me that support, because he gave me the freedom to go and do that. So I was very shy and nervous that I would mess that up. And thankfully, kind of getting away with it just now. So.
Well, I think it is interesting. Artists in general, our relationships with parents and whatnot, can be such a driving force of both good and bad. I do think it's interesting that it was his ability to say go and be yourself that actually allowed you to become what you've become.
Well, yeah, because I know it was one of those things whereby, you don't necessarily always have to do what your parents say, but you kind of want your parents' blessing. If you're going to decide to go and be an actor or be an artist, you have no money and you have no job. And it's not like you can turn up, like, as an actor or a filmmaker, as a writer, your CV is kind of irrelevant 12 months later. It doesn't really make a difference. So it's not like when you go to college, you have a job and you kind of study chemistry, you do maths, and become a nurse or whatever. You can't turn up and go, I've done this. No one really cares. So it's kind of disconcerting that there's a lot of people who want to do it, so you kind of have to just get lucky and have faith in it. So from when my dad told me that he had faith in me, wanted me to do it, or supported me in doing it, then that's why I was like, okay, I can do this. And even when it was like going really crap, I was like, well, all right, and then keep doing it.
So how was it having a friend as a sorcerer?
Not as cool as you think. Because, you kind of think like you're walking across the street, he can make the red man go green. He couldn't do any of that stuff. He was very selfish, and he only used it for like good things and to fight you. I thought that was a waste.
Hello. So you're like a machine. You act, you write, you direct. My question is, when you get an idea for a new project, do you have a system with bringing that into fruition? How does that go about? I'm just curious to know how your brain works.
To be honest, no, I need to develop a system because I don't. A lot of the stuff that I've been writing, I end up writing it, and I don't finish it, and I move on to another project. And the reason why I started writing books was to actually spend time writing character, because a lot of time I'd be writing these specific films, and then I would finish it, or I would spend more time on the plot than the character. Then I get a new idea, and I go, actually, this is vampire. Like this other thing.
No vampires.
So I actually don't have a system. I'm actually trying really hard to get more regimented about finishing stuff, because I honestly have 7 scripts I'm writing at the moment, and I just have to. Yeah, but even then it's not good, because then I kind of don't know which one I want to write, and then it kind of depends on my mood. I'm like, oh, Saturday morning I should write this one, and I forget what the hell I was writing, so it's kind of. But it's like you see somebody and you kind of get an idea of somebody walking across the street, you kind of think they're interesting, then you imagine where they go, and the next thing you know, in your head they've gone into a laundromat, and then they've got robbed, and then the person who robbed them is from, I don't know, Bulgaria, and they moved there, and the next thing it's
Fair enough, thank you.
I do want to say, you played a lot of characters and roles that are kind of set in other time periods. But currently, the night shift is a very contemporary setting. Is there up to 2? Is there one thing you prefer? Or do you like the fact that you get to do both?
Well, actually, after we did Merlin, I remember saying to Tom Hopper that I really wanted to do a show like where I could just wear jeans. Because it was, and I know this seems really diva-esque, but every day you're in Wales and it's really cold and you're wearing like this, it was like 20 pounds of a chainmail and this clothes, and it got really tiresome because you're always covered in mud, and like I just want to wear a pair of jeans and like a t-shirt. So then I got night shift, I was like, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, this is awesome! And now I'm like, oh, I'd like to wear a cloak again.
Well, hopefully you will.
Hopefully I will, yeah.
As the character Gwaine, before you played the character, how much did you know about the legends behind Gwaine, and did you do any research to prepare for playing the part?
No. With research and stuff, unless it's something extremely specific, I like to try to just put my own spin on it, and then kind of, within the context of what's written. But Katie McGrath, actually, when I turned up on set, she gave me the poetry book, the book Gwaine and the Green Knight. And she was, I was like, oh, thanks. She goes, no, I know you haven't read this. And I was like, no, I've totally read this. She goes, yeah, what happens? And I was like, I forget. And so Katie gave me that to give it to me for research. And everyone kind of knows the stories of King Arthur and the stories of Callahan. And with Merlin, there's a lot of freedom to how they kind of went about the stories. And after the kind of season 3, after kind of episode 4, episode 8, what they do in television is they do, when they're writing it each kind of every few weeks, they start to write the characters based off people who are playing them to a certain extent. So you kind of get the freedom to kind of bring in certain aspects of what the character is. So I'd say, I think Gwaine should be like this. And then they ignore me. But I was like, I'm just going to do it anyway. So.
Yeah, it is interesting. I'm assuming you're working with a lot of different directors. I've seen episodes where you go, oh, yeah, that's the one where you let me get away with whatever I want.
Yeah. Well, like, there's a great director, Jeremy Webb, who's working on, I think he got nominated for an Emmy just last week, and Jeremy's lovely, but first episode he directed, we didn't get on, because I'd done 2 episodes, and I was like, I know the characters, and he started telling me to play it differently. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm doing. And he was like, well, that's how I wanted to do it. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm doing. And that kind of happens sometimes. You have a director who comes in, you haven't worked with before, and they've decided that the character should be this way. You have to kind of find a balance between listening to them as a director, because that's their job, and also trying to be true to what the character is. So we did not get on the first episode. And then he came back the following season, we had a great time. But that was because he wanted me to play it very differently to what I thought Gwaine should be. He wanted it to be more, a bit more aggressive, and a bit more clinical, and a bit more serious. And I just stayed bored. So, within the boundaries of professions.
Hello again. I was just wondering, in Night Shift for season 5, where are you hoping to see your character go? And do you think he'll actually stay this time?
No, he's not going to stay in the same place. With Night Shift, I think what they really want to do, and I hope they do, they've been bringing in a lot more of the military as the show's been going on, and I think they want to take it even further out of the hospital, which was kind of the end of season 4, where they were training kind of army medics and combat medics. And I think that's kind of the route they want to go, because the original concept was based a lot on MASH. So they want to be able to kind of have, like, Brendan's character goes overseas, Roberts does as well in season 4. So I think they want to have that a lot more, whereby there's a lot more kind of exploration of what's happening in Syria and Turkey or in various places in Africa or in Venezuela and so forth. And they can actually send the army doctors to those places and then shoot episodes that are kind of far more currently politically kind of interesting in that regard. Which is why I like that part of the show. So I think to be much more outside the hospital in season 5, I think. And I have no idea where TC will be. That depends on, where he wakes up.
Hello. So it was very nice to hear that the published author has a writing system like mine, because I just after 15 years finished writing my first book. But my question is, what is the last good book that you read?
Yes. I read this great book with this Hungarian author, and I can't pronounce his name. It's SKSR. I'm going to have it in Philadelphia. I'll have to. It's Antal Sarab. No one knows that he's Hungarian? No?
Does anyone see the irony of him having a hard time pronouncing someone's name? Have you seen how your name is spelled?
Yes, that is true. But I really like that book. And I'm currently reading a book by a guy called Donald Ryan, who's an Irish author, who's great. He wrote a beautiful book called A Month in September. I'm reading that. I think it's called The Month of September, but his book's great.
And also you can download his new book from Amazon on ebook.
I can do that, yes.
You will do that.
None of you are leaving this room until you're done with it. The doors are actually locked if you're done here now.
Hello again.
Hello.
So my question for you is, I love your character on the night shift, and so if you could play a doctor on any other show, past or present, which show would you want to?
It would be ER playing with George Clooney.
I love that.
So Eric LaSalle, who worked up an ER with George Clooney, Eric LaSalle directed a couple of the first few episodes of Night Shift. And Eric's great. And Eric came in, I think it was episode 4, he came in season 1. And we were kind of like, we've done 3 episodes, we all kind of know our characters, know what we're doing, we all think we're cool and stuff. And then Eric came in and was like, no, you're doing this, and you're doing this. And at first we were like, what the hell's going on? But he told me this really interesting thing that George Clooney used to do that apparently I was doing, not in a cool George Clooney way, but apparently George Clooney, because he's always doing the medical stuff, he's always looking down like this. And so he's talking and he's going like this. So I thought, like, Eric was like, you're doing this George Clooney thing. And I was like, oh yeah? What's that? And he was like, you're being really shit. So apparently George Clooney would always look down like this and never knows lines. And I don't like learning lines. I like to figure it out like, all the time. And George Clooney would do this, and because he's always doing the medical stuff, the camera was always getting the top of his head. So Eric was always telling me to look up. And he spent the whole episode just going, happy to take on, no, look up, no, look at the ceiling. And I'm doing this, going, you're trying to do this medical stuff, you're trying to do it this 6'4" man that's telling you what to do, and if not, he's going to beat the crap out of you. So it's like, all right. So, yeah. So sorry, ER with George Clooney. So we could both piss off Eric LaSalle.
It's easier when someone else is doing it. It's like, hey, he's doing it. Exactly, right? I can blame him. You should have better co-actors that,
Yeah.
it would have been great. The look down episode.
I would. I think that's the his eyes ever.
Okay, my question is, what
Oh, you got a question? Yes. I'm so proud of you.
what's your spirit animal?
So this guy comes here later on and he's like, I want you to tell me a question I can ask you. Right? And I said, no, you gotta think of a question to ask me. You asked me about my spirit animal? Is that a good question? I don't know. I'm gonna say a fish. Does that make sense? Right? That's my star sign. So that's kind of like a go-to. No? That's not proven popular. Okay. It's a mackerel fish. No one here knows what mackerel is, do they? Is it? You do? Okay. You get it? What? A kipper. It's a kipper, basically. It's a kipper. Yeah, that's my spirit animal, a kipper.
Hi,
Hello.
my question is, what do you need to do to become a knight?
What did I have to do to become a knight? So the knights with Camelot, the reason why Arthur chose all of us to be knights was because he decided and he thought that we respected him and we respected democracy and we respected Camelot and the idea of it. And he wanted knights to be people who would look after the realm, look after Camelot, and who would have integrity and would protect everybody and protect the weak. And so that's why he decided why we should be knights. So in episode 12, when he knights us, it's because he believes that Santiago, Lancelot, and Gwaine, and Sir Elian, and Sir Percival, and Sir Leon are the people he wants to represent him and to look after the city and the town.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And actually, one of the aspects of Merlin that I really enjoyed is you start with this ruler who is, no, you have to be a certain person. He doesn't really care about your actual attributes. It's what's on your resume. And then you see Arthur, as he grows, he realizes how messed up that is. And I think a lot of us in our lives we realize that our closest friends aren't necessarily the ones with the best credentials, they're the ones that will stand by us.
Yeah. I think that was part of the ethos on Camelot, and part of why I think people connected to Merlin when you watch it, and part of why we connected to it because of the values of it, right? And that was the idea between King Arthur fighting against Uther and trying to become his own man and not following the same negative values that Uther used to follow by default. And it's interesting as well, you know, when we were doing Merlin, when we all got knighted as such, we didn't really know each other that well, and you end up subconsciously having this bond because you believe, well, not to believe, but you're all acting towards a common goal in character on set, and so you automatically end up becoming closer as friends because of that, so the bond ends up being formed, even though you don't even think it has been or has. Hello.
Hi, first of all, welcome to Utah.
Thank you for having me.
So my question is, I know you better as Gwaine from Merlin, and we all know that the unfortunate cancellation after season 5. After Arthur meets his unfortunate demise, he... Spoilers, yeah. Sorry everybody, close your ears. Anyway, so we see Merlin walking down a road in, it could be Wales.
It's definitely Wales.
Definitely Wales. And we see a car passing by. So if there were a season 6, what would you think how would they carry on the story from that point?
I mean, none of that made any sense to me when Arthur was walking on. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. He was walking on the road, I had no idea what was going on. But it was kind of cool. So I was like, okay, so Merlin's still alive and he's time traveled however many years into the future. And I don't understand how or why, but I dig that. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm with you. I don't really know what was going on. But I like to think that basically Merlin's immortal and he just survived forever. Therefore he knows everything, and he probably became Steve Jobs.
First off, thank you for coming to the con, and thank you for this opportunity to get asked some questions in this panel.
Very welcome. Thank you for having me.
And then my question was in regards to writers beginning to give characters specific attributes according to their actors. What attribute did you most identify with Gwaine and with Sir Gwaine? And then which of your coworkers do you think most embodied the character that they played on stage along with them in real life?
I have to be careful here. I don't know. I think I'm usually late. Gwaine's usually late. I don't like being told what to do. Gwaine doesn't like being told what to do. And I guess there was a certain kind of, when the character was first given to me and was given like as a synopsis and the scenes, they were a bit more straight-laced and the show was quite fun. But I wanted to make Gwaine a bit more loose and a bit more kind of fluid, but very, very loyal at the same time. And then it kind of just sort of happened, I guess. Tom Hopper definitely embodies his character in a massive way, both physically and emotionally. And he's very much personal. But I think, I look at all of them and I see everybody's with their character, like same with Bradley and same with Katie and same with Tommy and even Alex Laos, because they kind of, it's like, I think when writers have something in their head, they until you actually kind of see somebody play the character, say the words, the character doesn't exist. And then once you decide on who that person is, then that becomes a character, So you kind of go, okay, you cast Tom Hopper as Percival, and he's 6'5", maybe your head Percival was only 5'10", who knows? But then if you cast Tom Hopper, that character's got a certain different physical attribute. If you cast Alex Laos as Mordred, Alex has a certain way of acting, a certain style, and a certain tone in his voice, therefore Mordred now has that type of characteristics. So kind of, I think it's a symbiotic thing that isn't really particularly conscious, but you just gotta look at it from a character and go, that's, does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I think it's
Thank you.
interesting that that's the sort of thing that you can get away with, well, not get away with, but you can do on a TV series. That when you're evolving it as you kind of go, whereas in a film, for instance, you're pretty much cast to what they think that character is and not given that particular amount of freedom.
Yeah, that's true. Like on a film, I just did a film a week ago, Morocco and London, and
As you do.
as you do, yeah. And it was great, but again, I've just come off. I was playing TC for 6 months, so I was kind of like used to where the character arc was going to go. And then you go into a film, and you have 8 days, and you have to know exactly what the character is from start to finish in those scenes. And you don't need time to kind of, and the writing is there, it's not going to change it. You have to be there to fit the character. So film, it's far more specific. For television, you do get to. I think that's why then you watch TV shows, and you kind of begin to enjoy it more from maybe episode 3 or 4, and then you kind of get into it. Or season 2, you love the show. Season 1, you're like, I'm not sure, because the characters kind of start to ferment, and then they kind of become alive, and everything makes a lot more sense.
Hi.
Yeah.
So my question is, which character has like inspired you the most, whether when you've written or when you've played?
Probably TC on the night shifts, mainly because I've spoken about this before, but I've always been very humbled by doing the night shift, whereby people have come up to me and have been quite affected by the show, by some of the stories they told in the show, or by the fact that they've been able to talk to their parents about their experience in the military because of how we've dealt with it. And that's been quite humbling. So for me, it's an actual character to meet something that people, I think, that character is more of a resonance on an emotional level. And so that would be the one that I would kind of be the most connected to, and I think has the most meaning. Chris.
Okay, so through the series of Merlin, you can tell that Gwaine has some experience with a sword. So have you, as the actor, have had any experience?
Not before doing Merlin, no. And they don't give you very much rehearsal to learn about that stuff either. It's more like, cool, you're doing a sword fight in 4 hours. Okay, cool, good luck with that fight. And that's kind of how it would go. So we kind of had to make it up on the fly an awful lot. So, and I thought, this is great, I'm doing a sword fighting show. I'm gonna go and spend 6 weeks in the mountains with a sword, and some cool sensei is gonna teach me all this cool stuff. No, that's not happening. It was like, the back of the studio, it's raining, it's like a parking lot, it's the only spot that is like quiet, where it's got space, you can swing around a sword. They don't let you practice the real sword because it's like dangerous. So they give you a plastic sword. So it's almost like waving this thing around, you're like, this is pointless. So you kind of just learn the moves and kind of hope that you don't, hurt each other. And you don't look stupid.
All right, thank you.
It's acting.
It's acting, yeah, very much. But no, I mean, the first sword fight I did on Merlin, with some of the guy who was just in that one episode, his name was Reed Street, he ended up cutting all my knuckles to pieces, and I smacked him in the face a bunch of times too, because, it was very specific about you gotta hit the sword right in the middle of the sword to make the move work, and you learn that real fighting doesn't work on camera anyway. You have to fight in a certain way to make it look good. If you actually do a proper fight, you won't see it, and it will look cool, so you have to exaggerate everything. But if you end up hitting down the lower part of the sword, you end up bouncing off the sword and slicing into everyone else's hand. So you end up finishing the day, your hands are all cut to pieces all along here, and it hurts. But you learn to get better.
On the job training, right?
Pretty much it, yeah.
Did you ever think of wearing gloves?
I did, but costume.
That's what gauntlets are for.
I know! Did you see what Gwaine wore? He had pieces of fabric that made no sense. Literally, all the first scenes so you got all this fabric wrapped around your hands, it doesn't do anything. I'm why do I have this fabric around my hands? I don't know, it looks cool. Right? So I had knots of fabric here and here and here, and you're just like, I don't know.
It's the catch the blood.
I don't know. Exactly. That's as good as reason any for it, right?
Absolutely, budget cuts. No.
So this is a Merlin question. It doesn't have to be specifically for you, But was there any times, because there's a lot of fighting and rolling and horseback riding, and was there any time that someone got injured and then was still needing to act later that you remember? Any accidents?
Not really. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, we all got banged up a couple of times, and I got like smacks in the head, but no one ever got sent to hospital. Rupert fell off his horse once. And he'll hate me telling this story, and I always do anyway. But he fell off. He always got this this mare over in France who was very feisty, and I loved Rupert. But she also would like just throw him off, and he like got thrown into the fence. And we were all galloping off down the forest, and it's all like pretty and sunshiny, and there's daffodils everywhere, and Frank would put some cool theme music on, and then like Rupert's horse was just behind us. Rupert's in the fence. So that didn't go on the show. But no, we had some really cool stuff people, and yeah, we got lucky. And when you bang yourself up as well, also when you're an actor, unless you like break your leg, you kind of got to go back and work, because there's like 200 people on set who've also got a job, and you kind of if you just hurt your finger or hurt your head, you gotta go and do it, because otherwise everyone's waiting for you to, put on some ice pack and take it. You gotta do it, and then you can go home and cry afterwards.
Yeah, they might kill your character off if you.
They might kill your character off. Hey, you come back and they're like, who are you? Oh, sorry, we actually wrote on that last night when you weren't here.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, so first I just want to say that it's completely obvious, and I think we all know it, that you're a very charming man, and very gorgeous as well. So what I was wondering, because when your character first comes on, you kind of sort of flirt her a bit, because she's also very pretty. So then of course, you don't know that, Arthur's got his eye on her. So I was wondering, did it take any effort, kind of like any...
Are you about to ask me to take the effort to flirt with me?
Did it have to, go through any, practicing, or did it come naturally?
So you were asking, was it difficult to flirt with him? No, Angel's very easy to flirt with. No, I think Angel kind of hated me a little bit in that scene, because I don't like to read lines before doing a scene. I just don't. I don't like to direct the way either. It's just how I like to work. I like to find it at the moment. And we're going down to the car from our trailers towards where we're going to shoot, like Market Square and stuff. I didn't really know Angel because the first time I was there, I didn't really know anybody. I also thought I was going home in 5 days and would never come back again. So I was like, all right. And she's like, we run the lines. I was like, and she's like, I really want to run the lines. I was like, And so we're standing there in the middle of the square. There's this great director called Alice Troughton who's directing Hit Star now and all sorts of stuff. She's wonderful. And Alice was very, sorry, it was actually David. Sorry, the Scottish director did it. So sorry, that's why. David was really chill because David just let me do whatever I wanted with Gwaine. And we did rehearsal, and I kind of just mumbled all the words like this, and didn't really say it to her. And Angel was like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, how are we going to do the scene? I was like, I don't know, we're just going to do it. And I had three cameras set up, and then we shot it, and I just did everything entirely different. And she was really annoyed with me, and that's why but that was kind of how I thought Gwaine should be. She should kind of be flirting with her, but kind of annoying the hell out of her at the same time. So I didn't want it to be where we kind of worked it all out. So,
Well, it turned out amazing.
And the flower thing as well, all that stuff was I was going to go, let's just do this. And she was like, what's going on? There was flowers there, and I was like, it made sense, someone had flowers, let's do it.
Thank you so much.
What was your favorite episode to shoot in Merlin? And why?
I actually think there's one where, I think it's the start of season 4, where we're in the tunnels and all these giant rat things, I think. And that was so much fun because it was one of the first episodes of all the nights, and Arthur and Merlin were all together, so we were on like a big adventure. And it's like a group of boys going on an adventure to save the world, so it's kind of cool. And they were in a tunnel, and these rat things were people with big long kind of brushes with big green sponges on the end of them. And so they're kind of coming around the corner, and there's a guy with a sponge going. And that was kind of awesome, because it's, yeah, I like sponges. So that was my favorite one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a very frightening moment. It's fun.
Did you grow up loving any superheroes, and who would you like to play if you could?
Oh, God. I did. I grew up reading, like, when Mom got me into the Superman comics and stuff. I wasn't a big comic book or superhero guy. I was more into, like, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and stuff. So, I mean, I'd probably play any superhero if it was cool, to be honest. Because most superheroes are generally cool, that's why they're superheroes, right? But no, I was kind of I was reading a lot of David Gemmell, who wrote a lot of kind of fantasy fiction, kind of before, or at the same time, maybe just before George Martin wrote Game of Thrones. It's very similar type of worlds. And I used to read all that stuff when I was a kid. So I was more into kind of Merlin style stuff and Lord of the Rings as opposed to comic books.
Hi, thank you for coming.
Of course.
I'm a huge Merlin fan, and I'm one of those people who cried for days when it ended. So my question for you is it too late to have a Merlin reunion, and would you be a part of it?
I mean, you know, I myself and Tom sort of tried, we were trying to put together, after we made Cold became Leopard, we thought we'd try and make a film with like Alex and Tommy Ware and Munchless and Bradley and do something similar. And then everyone was working in different countries, and then I had so much trouble releasing Leopard that I just couldn't make another film for a while to get that film done. And we wanted to, but to make that happen, there's so many different people in it, so many different parts that I don't know if it would. I would definitely do it. It would be great fun. I just don't know. It would require an awful lot of effort and love for people to make that happen. You know. So I would love it to happen, but I don't know. Maybe it'll happen when I'm like 50.
That would be great. Thank you.
You know, so he has a walking cane or something. Hello.
This is actually a question from a friend of mine who must be somewhere else right now. But he wanted me to ask you, what was your motivation for your role in Rise of the Bricks?
Hi Ferris. That's your purple. My motivation, well, that was the very first movie I ever did in my entire life. When I was in college, we were doing an indie film, and it was the only time I ever did an audition. And they asked me to play a nerdy guy in a band, and I couldn't play music, and I'd never been an actor before. And then they just had us run along the beach and fall over like stupid makeup stuff. So that was pretty much my motivation.
I'll tell Ferris he said hi.
Do tell Ferris. So Ferris is, I think Ferris was the official photographer for this comic convention for a couple of years, and he became involved in organizing it. I don't know what he does now. He's a guy floating around with a giant camera lens. And he worked with me, we met in Ireland, and he took stills in one of the first 2 or 3 indie films that I made. And then he took the stills for our film I directed, and then Ferris is the one who invited me to come along to this comic convention. And so thank you for that.
So I noticed that throughout your career you grew up in Dublin, right?
Yes.
And you've bounced back and forth from LA to the UK, back and forth. But it seems like you've lost a lot of your accent. To me, you sound almost American, except for some of your euphemisms. But I wonder, because you have that ability to change your voice, can you do any impressions? or other accents?
I can do more of an Irish accent, I always do an Irish accent. When I'm back home, I talk more like this, a bit more Irish. But then I don't think people understand what I'm saying. And then Rather than American, you just end up kind of just talking a bit softer, I guess. It's just kind of, I have no idea my accent is half the time. I'm just going to have
That's funny. Most people say Americans are louder.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I just talk. I'm not sure.
You don't do any impressions?
But no, I can't do any impressions. I'm terrible at impressions. No, I'm sorry to disappoint you. If I could, I'd be doing it all the time. Just like walking around the place.
Hi.
Hello.
So, with your work on Merlin, all of the kind of the main actors and actresses, Katie and Colin and everyone,
yes.
Who was your favorite person to work with? If you could say.
What did you say? Yeah, I mean, Tom Harper was also. Well, Tommy was also my best friend too, and so was Alex and I don't know, dude. I wouldn't want to have to choose anybody, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't, because honestly, I know people say that sometimes as actors, and they all talk about how, like, you know, they made a great movie together, no best friends, and they secretly hate each other. Which isn't always true. Sometimes do, sometimes love each other. We genuinely all had a great time, and we're all still friends. And genuinely, it doesn't happen very often like that, where you actually become proper friends. So I wouldn't want to choose any first time.
Okay, thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
I have a question from my daughter and one from me, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right. My daughter wanted to know, in night shift, they wrote in a bunch of pranks, and she was wondering if there were pranks in Merlin as well as in night shift that were played a lot more your favorites.
That we played a lot with?
And each of them.
And then pranks in the show, or that we did to each other?
No, to each other.
I mean, we do basic stuff like, you know, Tommy wore or Bradley's, you know, shoes on top of his trailer. So he comes out and you have one shoe, and then the shoes above his trailer, and no one ever looks at the roof of your trailer, because why would you do that? So we do that kind of stuff. Or you know, when people are on camera, sometimes you just kind of walk off and leave them there and they're talking to nobody or stupid stuff like that. Or I used to like messing with Alex by I would just throw berries at him when he's trying to do an emotional scene, which he really liked. So I can't remember any specific names. It was just kind of stupid stuff like that, you know. And we trip each other up for stabbing someone's cloak a lot. Really juvenile stuff. I don't think any of us ever sat down and thought about some really cool pranks we could do there, because that was just about. We might say we'd do it, and you'd have a beer after work, going, yeah, we should do this. No, it would be so much work. You know, so it's easier just to push someone off the horse.
Okay. The one that I was going to ask is, I know you're from Ireland, so if you, where's your favorite place to visit? What would you recommend?
Oh, in Ireland?
Yes.
I go to Galway. Galway is the most fun. Yeah, it really is. Well, Galway is gorgeous, right? And Galway's got great live music. It's a small little town. You can walk around. There's always somewhere to go. And they have music and comedy and film festivals. And Dingle is pretty cool too. I would say Dingle or Galway, personally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, we're running out of time, so let's try to rush through some of these.
Hi.
Hello. What's up?
As I've seen on social media lately, you like to take naps.
I love naps, yes.
What's the strangest place you fell asleep?
A floor. Any floor. Any floor is a good floor. Actually, I fell asleep, one of the best sleeps I've had. Well, actually, that's a lie. I don't think they ever say it's one of the best sleeps you've ever had, because you don't know. But at the Galway Film Festival about 4 years ago, there's a big convention room like this where they had a lot of the filmmakers workshop type stuff. And so we all went out all night because it was the film festival, and at 4 in the morning, I didn't have my room key, and I ended up sleeping in the corner of one of the convention rooms. And it was fantastic. Because no one came in until 12 o'clock the next day. And then when they came in, they were bringing in like teas and coffees because they were setting up for a function. So I woke up and there was like breakfast.
I was wondering if there were any moments in Merlin where
you improvised something you weren't supposed to and they rolled with it and actually put it in?
Yeah, I think there's stuff. I think there's a scene with myself and Merlin with the fishing rod, and like Sir Gwaine gets laid by a fishing rod or something like that. And there was kind of times you just kind of like make up the lines a little bit or kind of move them around a little bit. Honestly, I can't remember right off the top of my head. But you're kind of given leeway to not say the line the exact same way if you're good. You know? And not if you're good, but it's like if what you do ends up being good, then you don't mind. If you change the line and it's crap, then they're like, you just say the line.
I still love your shirt. We've been asking questions about our favorite shows. I want to know what your favorite TV show is and why.
Oh, I mean, I love Stranger Things at the moment, obviously. I love Mr. Robot, big fan of that. I'm addicted to Game of Thrones, obviously. I actually love a show called Peep Show, which is a British show, which actually sounds dirty, it's actually not. It's actually a really basic comedy show, and it's really simple, and it's awesome. And I think it's on Netflix now. If you watch the first 3 or 4 episodes, you're like, what the hell am I watching? And then it becomes so good. Peep Show, and what else I really like? I love Bob's Burgers. You're in a bad mood, I'll watch 9 episodes of Bob's Burgers. And then everything is okay. And then I really want a burger. I don't know why, that show always makes me hungry. And it's always you get really hungry, you're watching it like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then you watch Bob's Burgers, and it's like, all I have in the house is like, I don't know, a tomato.
All right, I think we can get one more. Oh wait, let's do 2 more then. We go get a couple more. Let's just be quick.
I don't really do it. I'll ask you a question. I'll just talk less.
You're a writer, director, actor, photographer. Do you find that acting helps you with your writing, or writing helps you with your acting? Because it's a study of people, like all of those
Sure.
activities. Yeah.
I found both. I started to write initially. I always wanted to be a writer when I was younger, and I didn't think I could do that. I went to college, and I didn't think I could write well enough to be able to be a writer. And so then I started writing because I wanted to be an actor, so I wanted to write parts myself. And I wanted to basically, when you start off as an actor, you end up, unless you're very lucky, you end up doing small parts where you have like 1 or 2 lines to do a film, and you can't really do anything with a character, and you're kind of cast very specifically. So I started writing to make a film where I could actually play a character, and then as I was writing, I began to understand character a lot more because I had to figure out why the character is going to do this 10 scenes later. So that made me think more about acting from a certain point of view, because as an actor, sometimes you can be a bit egotistical about what it is you're doing as an actor. And so it kind of allowed me to not think so much about being an actor and think more about it from a story point of view when I was on set. And then acting then allowed me to write differently, because I think about the characters differently, and I think with each character from their motivation, as opposed to just, I'm writing a story and this is awesome. And then I do the same. So yeah, they've all helped in terms of like being symbiotic. Writing helps me act. It also kind of loosens me up, so I don't worry about acting as much, because I actually write on set, usually between takes or in between scenes, because I find that it disengages my brain and I don't worry about what I'm doing, so I'll think about the scene I'm writing. And then when I'm acting, again, that allows me to write, it frees me up. I'm not spending all the time worrying, going, how do I finish this story right now? Where is this character doing? Because your brain is acting a different way, and I'm lucky enough to be acting on set, I'm kind of excited. And then I go and just write something. So it kind of works for me in a kind of playing the two of them all together. That makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Sorry?
They can come see us at your booth?
I will be here tomorrow. Yes, I have no idea what time. I'm just going to do what I'm told. So what time are we going? 9:30 in the morning. Yes.
You'll find them curled up in the corner over there.
Right now. Or underneath this table, that's also possible. What can I get?
Bring coffee.
Yes, coffee.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.